It is 11 days in. You have never felt like this before. They text you good morning before you are awake. They remember the name of your childhood dog. They look at you like you are the only solved problem in a world full of noise. You think, finally. You think, this is what it is supposed to feel like. You are not falling in love. You are being processed. And by the time you understand the difference, you will already be at the bottom of something you do not have a name for yet. This is every level of a toxic relationship, from love bombing to discard. They did not choose you randomly. Understand that first. You were selected, not because you are broken, because you are specific. You are empathetic. You over-explain. You apologize fast. You tolerate discomfort to keep the peace. You give people the benefit of the doubt longer than is rational. To a normal person, these are just traits. To them, these are entry points. They ran a quiet audit on you before you noticed they were looking. They clocked your insecurities, your hunger for connection, the small way your eyes change when someone finally makes you feel understood, and they filed it all away. You did not meet them, you were identified. Now it begins. The attention is total, immediate, almost aggressive in its warmth. They are available at every hour. They finish your sentences. They have the same obscure opinions, the same wounds, the same dark humor. The mirroring is so precise it feels like fate. This is not fate. This is a technique. Love bombing is not affection. It is investment. They are flooding you with emotional currency, manufactured intimacy, artificial urgency, borrowed depth, and you are depositing all of it into something you are already calling love. Your nervous system does not know the difference between real safety and performed safety. It only knows it finally feels calm, so you attach, faster than you have ever attached to anyone. And that speed, that terrifying, beautiful speed, is the whole point. A bond formed in weeks feels like it took years to build. You would do a great deal to protect something that feels that rare. They know this. They built it that way. Then one day, something is slightly off. They are shorter with you, cooler. A reply that used to come in seconds takes hours. A tone that used to be warm is now just neutral. You check your messages. You replay the last conversation. You look for what you did. And here, right here, is where the trap closes. Because you did nothing. The withdrawal is not a response to your behavior. It is a scheduled event. It was always coming. It is the moment they test how much you have invested and whether you will move to protect it. You move. You soften, you reach out, you over-explain something that needed no explanation. You apologize for attention you did not create. And they let you. They watch you work to restore what they quietly removed. And when they return, warm again, close again, the version you fell for, your nervous system floods with relief so powerful it chemically resembles reward. You have just been conditioned. You do not know it yet, but your behavior has been logged. They now know your recovery time, your threshold, your exact price. The pattern accelerates. Hot, cold, present, gone, warm, distant, close, unreachable, and somewhere in the cycling, your baseline shifts. You stop expecting consistency. You start expecting disruption. Your nervous system, which was once calm in their presence, is now calm only when you have successfully de-escalated their mood. You have become a problem solver in a house where you are also the problem. Now comes the reframe. Subtle, patient, almost invisible. They do not tell you that you are too much. They ask, concerned, measured, whether you have always been this anxious. They do not call you paranoid. They simply express quietly that they are tired, that these conversations are exhausting, that they love you but they need you to work on this. You hear, I am the issue. You begin managing yourself on their behalf. You stop bringing up the things that hurt you because bringing them up costs more than swallowing them. You stop trusting your own read on situations. You start running every perception through the filter of, am I overreacting? This is called gaslighting. But by the time it is fully operational, you do not have that word available to you. You only have the feeling that you are losing your mind and the quiet, desperate conviction that if you could just be better, calmer, easier, this would all stop. It will not stop. It was never going to stop. By level 5, you are not in a relationship. You are in a debt structure. Everything they have ever done for you, every grand gesture, every moment of warmth, every time they stayed when they said they would leave, has been quietly converted into leverage. They reference your history together as proof of their investment. They remind you carefully of who you were when they met you, of how far you have come, of how much they have tolerated. And you run the calculation. You think about the time cost, the emotional cost, the version of yourself you have edited down over the last year to make this work. You think about what it means to walk away from that investment with nothing. So you stay. Not because you are happy, because you are sunk. This is the economics of the toxic relationship at full operation. They are not holding you with love, they are holding you with accounting. It ends suddenly or it ends in slow erosion. Either way, it ends on their timeline. Not because you were not enough, because you were used up. The cycle requires a fresh entry point, someone new with clean attachment, unguarded empathy, and the specific hunger for connection that makes the audit easy. You are not discarded because you failed. You are discarded because the leverage ran out. And the coldest part, the part that takes the longest to understand, is that what you are grieving isn't even real. You are grieving the version of them that only ever existed to hook you. The morning text, the mirroring, the feeling of being finally, completely seen. That person was a position, not a human being. And you are sitting in the wreckage of a relationship that was, from the very first message, a controlled demolition. Somewhere right now, someone is 11 days in. They have never felt like this before. The texts come every morning. The eye contact is total. The intimacy feels impossibly fast and impossibly right. They think, finally. They think this is what it's supposed to feel like. They are already in level 1. The audit is already complete, and the flood is already coming. The system does not need your participation to run. It only needs your hope.